Hey guys, Thor here, and I am joined by Dove from Tac City. He is my special co-host for the day, and today we're going to be taking a look at the ICS M4 CXP Concept M4. Now this is made by ICS and is one of the first M4s they've made that isn't a direct representation of an actual M4 out on the market in real steel or airsoft. So it's kind of their own design that they just put together to make it look more unique, give it some more personality. It's supposed to incorporate some details of a G36. The only thing we can figure out is really this top rail. It kind of mimics the G36 top rail a little bit. Other than that, it's an M4. It's an M4 with a round handguard with rails added to it. You got your buffer tube, adjustable stock, kind of like almost like an MP5 skeletonized stock. You got your charging handle in the normal spot. Everything about it, it's a standard M4, but it's just giving a little bit extra for, added personality. You do have the all metal handguard. You have the metal rails on the front. You have the metal stock rails, which are the pieces right here. So those are full metal. Metal charging handle, all the little details, all your little switches and levers and all that stuff, all the little things are all metal. So it adds a little bit of nice weight to it. And it gives you that security when you move something that is not going to snap off when you push it too hard or anything like that. It does incorporate a two-piece all-metal gearbox, so that's really easy for changing stuff out. It comes apart like real M4. You pop out the body pins, lift it up, and you can pull apart your gearbox. It has two different pieces so that you can easily adjust stuff, move stuff around if you need to, replace your springs, stuff like that. So that's always a bonus. I really like that when you can do that with your airsoft gun. It just makes it easier. You don't have to take as much stuff apart, and you can do more field expedient repairs or adjustments. The receivers are polymer. I never have anything really wrong with that. My preference is all metal receivers just because I like the weight of having it closer to a real steel rifle to give me that proper training for when I do pick up my real steel, because I do use my airsoft in training aspects like that. Another thing about it is, depending on the type of battery you use, the battery can go inside the foregrip, or it comes with a mock PEQ box that you can mount on the side that actually holds your battery outside of the foregrip as well. So you actually have some choices with your battery. Again, they'll wire to the front, so you inside the foregrip or inside the mock PEQ box. You do have some space up here on the rail. Because of the way this rail is cut up here, unless you have a single pin mount for whatever sight you're using, you're kind of limited to only having your sight back here, unless you're going for, I don't know, like an LCAN or a little bit longer range, like 4-power scope, something like that has spaced out mounts to where you can mount one up here and then one back here. But other than that, standard 2-pin mounts are really only limited back here to that. You do have the iron sights, so if you use any type of EOTech or aim point or anything like that, you can use your iron sights through your red dot. So that's always cool. It does come with your polymer high capacity magazine. You have your single sling mount right here, and then you have your fixed sling mount up here on the front. The only thing that I would add to it, we were talking about, was adding a cheek buffer. Clamp it on there so you have a little better cheek weld when you go to use it and sight it on it, because you kind of get way too low when you're actually sitting on the buffer tube. Other than that, it's a good solid M4 build. I like the way it looks, I like the personality of it. It's just something a little more unique. What do you think about it, Dove?
Yeah, I mean, as far as this gun in general, I mean, the length, starting off the length, it's great for CQB. I mean, you can drop this stock all the way down. You have that nice, I think it's maybe a 7-inch outer barrel with your flash hider. So if you're playing a lot of CQB indoor, I mean, this thing's great. You just drop it all the way down. I can get the stock to go. I mean, you have a very tight thing, like level promotion. I mean, this thing is gonna go anywhere you go without smacking things or anything like that. Great front end. You can really do just about anything you want with the front end, whether you want to put a stubby foregrip, a full-size foregrip. Me and Thor were talking about even bringing an angled foregrip, an AFG down, to where you can actually magwell it, but you have that nice, comfortable setup with the magwell. With the ICS split gearbox, you can almost buy a second upper, and if you switch over from indoor to outdoor a lot, instead of switching out springs or even buying a separate AEG, you can literally just buy that second upper with maybe a 120 spring, pop it, drop it in, and there you go, you're ready for outdoor use. All in all, the gun feels really good, feels really sturdy. Like Thor said, even with the polymer body, it still feels very solid. You don't get any real push or wobble in the body whatsoever. All around, I think it's a good looking gun. It feels good. And you don't really have too many bad things to say about it, minus the difference in the rails here, which kind of mess you up with your setup. If you just got to really think about it before you start throwing attachments on.
I like with the stock all the way into how it shoulders really fast.
Oh yeah.
You can bring it up really quick and you're just lined up, ready to go. Again, like I said, adding that cheek rest on the buffer tube would be nice just to give you a little bit more height, especially if you're using an optic of some sort where it may be a little bit higher than your iron sights. Because using the buffer tube, you do line up with the iron sights pretty well. Just using that, but if you're using anything higher that maybe your iron sights, you'd be looking just at the bottom, like say like an aim point comp 4, where the mount's like pretty high, and your iron sights are basically just looking through the very bottom of the objective. You know, having that raised cheek rest would definitely benefit you.
Especially if you don't run any type of full face mask. If you run just maybe goggles or a balaclava or something like that, it's really right there on your cheek, and it will be moving around a little bit, and where you got facial hair.
Yeah.
Kind of catch, mine just did. But also I noticed too is that what's great about this too is once it collapses, you really have no problem still getting into your selector switch. So there's really nothing that's gonna impede the way you normally function your gun.
This definitely is set up in a way to where everything is still completely usable with the stock collapsed down or extended out. Nothing changes, so you don't have to change any of your mannerisms, any of the way you play, anything like that. So it's a very good solid setup, and it's going to perform very well for you, especially if you use it, you know, like I said, like Dove said, in like CQB environments where you want that real small, compact size to be able to come around a corner and pop it up and take out targets quickly. Is definitely going to be a good setup for that. So make sure you check out on airsplat.com. It is the ICS M4 CXP, and it retails for $239.99.